Antelope Valley's only community talk show. Live from Lancaster, this is Antelope Valley Today.
And the race is going really well right now. In car number 4, it's Mike McKie. He's a sculptor. He's on the program today. And the race is a real character over there, but it's not really bad over here in the there's chickens in the background. And since this is fair week, he's involved in the fair too. He's brought us a boat. Welcome.
That's a ship.
Nice to see you. That's a boat, as far as I'm concerned.
Correct you on
Is
TV.
it a ship? Well, now what's the difference? What's the difference between a boat and a ship?
A boat's like those
Since
little
you
yellow...
brought it up.
Well, a boat's those little yellow things in your bathtub, and a ship is like this. Big.
What do you mean a ship is like this?
Well, big monsters with a lot of people on them.
Oh.
Not this, you know, a boat's like a little...
boat is something in a bathtub.
Yeah, like a little rubber ducky.
And you're supposed to be an authority on that.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Why? Because you're a sculptor, of course.
Yes, yeah.
Everyone would
we know
that.
everything.
I want to talk to you a minute about the Street Rodders Against Drugs.
Okay.
This is your club. It's sort of a little crusade that you've been on now, just about ever since you've been on our show. A couple of years, anyway. And what you're doing here is you're sort of mobilizing all the hot rodders in the community to remind the youngsters among us to say no to their drugs.
Right.
Tell me how you do that and how that works.
Well, I think what it really comes down to is a lot of the kids see cars like mine that we drive, and they want to know, how can you ever get a car like this? And my answer is easy. Don't start drugs, you'll have a car like this. Start drugs, you'll never have a car. They'll take a lot of your time, a lot of your energies, but you can build, it's the one thing you can build yourself, and it gives you, I think what people say is kids have an identity problem. They wear the mohawk haircuts or the wild dress styles so that they stand out from their crowds. Well, that's what custom cars and street rods are. It's just you know, you're making a statement that you are an individual and you don't want to be classed with all the other cars on the road. The problem with something like that is if you want to drive a car that is a street rod or stands out, you have to be a very straight character, because if you're doing anything off the wall, you better drive something that don't stand out.
Yeah, that's true. Now, you got your car over at the fair, which is where this all connects together, and your car and some other.
Yeah, there's other street rods over there, but mine will be there all week. It'll be there till probably around Monday.
That's that Kaiser that you have, right?
Kaiser. You want to get a close-up of this? This is, I think the kids look for this purple jackets out there, Street Rodders Against Drugs.
1944 or something, yeah.
And
you're going to be handing out?
Yeah, and the kids will get these flyers that they'll actually color in, and these are free. Just walk up to anybody wearing a purple jacket, or come over to where my car is parked on the southeast lawn, and we'll just give these to you free and color them in. And
I know about it. Just say no to drug car. The 1940 Ford Coupe, top 6-inch channel, 6-inch section, 4-inch 55 Chevy Fame, 84 26-inch, 125 miles an hour, 10 seconds. It's real good to you. Here's Fat Domino.
With the Wolfman jackers that.
That's great, though. Did you build this thing by yourself? It's too bad you didn't have it. You had it here once about 8 months ago, I think, didn't you? But you did all the work on it too. So besides making ships, you also do cars from time to time.
Well, you see, that's what it is. Most anybody that drives a street rod, most all of us guys started in high school, and we're the guys that drove the chop Mercs and everything all through high school. And the thing is,
go ahead, date yourself. I love it. Go for it.
29 and holding. By the way, I'm single out there.
Call 947-4315.
No, 205.
Oh, well, whatever.
No, anyway, the thing is, you see, is that cars like this, we drove them in school, and what happened is we never grew up, you see. So we still drive cars like these, and we still light them up every time there's not a police officer in the vicinity.
Moving right along. Okay, your car's going to be over there on the, what do they call it, the southeast lawn, I think is where it is?
Yeah, where all the car displays are.
And where the stage is. And in the remaining 4 seconds, this gorgeous ship you have shown us before.
Yeah.
And you say now that the experts are valuing it at around $25,000 to $30,000.
This,
Tell me, got a lot of money invested in this, do you, Mike?
Well, I started with a $6 bag of water-based clay, and I used about 1/3 of it. So the materials in this is right around $3 for the clay. That's the sculpting in it. And that's kind of a markup from $3 to $25,000. You know?
Okay, well, so where's the $24,997 come in?
Well, whenever you enter anything into sculpting, you're based on just how hard would it be for the average person or another sculptor to duplicate it. This ship, because of the sails and the riggings, has been considered impossible to do. And the other thing that'll give you points in competition is all the little characters on there. So I sculpt a whole crew on these things, and again, when it's entered into artwork, it's not the amount of, if you're an oil painter, what's your oils or materials, it's the originality of it. See, an artist is basically a person with an idea or a dream in their mind, and then they're able to take from their mind and put it onto canvas or into three-dimensional artwork.
Yeah,
and that's
well,
what an artist
I
is.
was actually sort of making a minor funny, but basically the difference between a boat that's in a bathtub and a beautiful piece of sculpture like this is the creativity that goes into it, and also the talent, and that's where the money comes in. But anybody can start from scratch and work to it at a certain point. How long did it take you to make this thing?
This one...
Sculpt it, build it, whatever it is you do.
I usually do about 2 ships at the same time because as the clay is setting, I work on another one. But this is one of the ships I take to the schools when I go to the schools and show kids how to sculpt, to show them that they can start from this little bit of clay and can do this with it, you know, in time. In other words, saying, you know, a lot of kids think, well, what am I going to do with clay? Well, some of us kids go this way with it.
And how long? You didn't answer me though. How long did it take?
I would say about a month, something like that. And it's really
you build like the basic boat, and then you keep getting ideas and adding little stuff to it.
I go ahead
like it's never done, or something like that.
Well, what I do is I do, like, just say for instance the crew. I will go around, and as I mix with people out there, those are clay.
Those are clay. Yeah, go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you. What were you saying?
But what I do, you see, what's interesting on this, as at the time I was building this, a lot of my friends were around. And I studied them, and that's how a lot of these faces came about.
So I bet they're real crazy about that.
One of the other ships I'm working on now, there's going to be a guy there that's a talk show host in the back of the ship here that I've got this idea for. Actually, he's going to be fed to the sharks.
Why am I not surprised? Well, that's great, Mike. I am always in awe. I saw this once before, and I was afraid to touch it for fear I'd break it. But thanks for being on. We're going to start a new series after the fair and start some new things. And the street rods will be out at the fair all weekend, right?
Right.
And you'll be out there handing out stuff. And
freebies.
You'll be in that marvelous purple jacket.
With all the racing stuff from all of my events.
Michael, thank you for being on.
Okay.
We'll see you next week. And get out of there. We're going to take a short commercial break here and pay a few bills. We're right here on that camera, and then we'll be back. So stay with us. Yes, we did.